Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bryton James trades Young and Restless for another soap, and reveals Devon's surprising connection to, spoiler, if we didn't know better, we might think that the Young and the Restless Devon is starring in a remake of the classic comedy Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Why? Because fresh from a ride on the fancy schmancy train owned by Aristotle Dumas Kane Ashby, he's heading to the DMV in order to catch up with someone from his past, and we're pretty sure we know why, although soaps often trumpet crossover events. Fans found out about Bryton James temporarily trading Genoa City for Fairmont Crest almost accidentally. Carla Mosley, the former bold and beautiful star who has been stirring up all kinds of delicious trouble as Beyond the Gates, Danny, posted a preview of this week's episodes to her Instagram. This looks like a week, y'all. The excited star captioned a promo featuring everything from a highly anticipated musical performance to Mosley's Danny having a mini meltdown. And then, rather unexpectedly, in strolls the one and only Bryton James. As he approaches Anita and Vernon at the country club, Anita welcomes him warmly. "Devon," she says enthusiastically, "welcome to Fairmont Crest." To say that fans were both surprised and thrilled by this reveal would be an understatement. They also had a few theories as to why he's come to town. More than a few wondered if Devon and Bill sharing the last name, Hamilton, might not be a coincidence, recalling that while the Genoa City gajillionaire now goes by Winters, he was born with the same surname as the DMV attorney. That said, we suspect Devon's visit is less about family ties and more of a business trip. While it hasn't been referenced much of late, music has always played a large role in Devon's life. Mom Yolanda was a groupie to Dad Tucker, a rock star turned businessman. And when Devon and his late adoptive dad Neil Winters started a company, it included a record label which signed, among others, local singer Tessa Porter. Keeping that in mind, it seems likely that Devon is in Fairmont Crest to convince Anita that the newly reformed Articulates should sign a contract with his company. And while we doubt Anita is ready to give up her life as the grand dame of the DC social set, she might well urge Devon to sign fellow songbirds Tracy and Sharon to a contract. This would definitely go a long way toward assuaging Anita's guilt about the way things ultimately went down for the girl group. Meanwhile, given how little storyline Devon has had of late, we can't help hoping that perhaps the character's visit to DC is a precursor to a much longer stay. After all, there's that potential Bill connection just waiting to be explored. For nearly 2 decades, Bryton James has been the steady heart of the Young and the Restless. As Devon Hamilton, he's grown from a troubled foster kid into a billionaire mogul, a philanthropist, a lover, and a man of complex loyalties. But off-screen, things were changing. Rumblings began deep inside CBS soundstages. There were whispers in the makeup chairs, nods exchanged at rap parties. And finally, it happened. Bryton James was leaving Y&R. Not for good, not forever, but for something bold, unexpected, risky. He wasn't leaving daytime television. No. He was leaping into a brand new soap, and in doing so, he would carry with him one of Genoa City's best-kept secrets. A shocking connection between Devon and a character fans never saw coming. Spoiler, from Genoa City to Crimson Falls, the new soap was already shrouded in mystery. Titled Crimson Falls, it promised everything fans loved about Y&R and General Hospital, but with a fresh slate and a more serialized, binge-ready format. It would air on a streaming platform, merging daytime sensibilities with primetime sheen. When asked why he made the jump, Bryton was honest. "I've played Devon for almost 20 years, he told Soap Opera Digest. "I love him. He's part of me. But sometimes, you want to explore a new side, a new world. This show gave me that, and it let me bring Devon along for the ride in a way that's never been done before." Yes, Crimson Falls would feature a new character for Bryton, a man named Eli Marsh, a haunted investigative journalist, but Devon wouldn't be left behind completely. Because as the Crimson Falls writers revealed, Eli Marsh wasn't entirely new. He was Devon Hamilton's secret twin. The secret twin twist, too wild for Genoa? Fans of soaps know there are rules, and breaking them is half the fun. But this twist? It redefined everything. According to Crimson Falls lore, Devon's biological mother, Yolanda, had given birth to twins. One was taken by Child Protective Services and eventually adopted, the boy who would become Devon. The other? Quietly handed off to a troubled cousin on the West Coast, raised in obscurity, and renamed Eli. The brothers never knew of each other. Not until now. It's a huge swing, Brighton admitted. Devon's life has always been defined by what he lost: his hearing, his parents, Hillary, Neil. So to give him this gain, a twin, a mirror, it's a gift. And a nightmare. CBS had considered doing the story years ago on YNR, but it was shelved. The timing wasn't right, Brighton said. But now? Now we're ready. Eli Marsh, a man of shadows unlike Devon. Eli Marsh was not polished or powerful. He lived in a trailer outside a ruined mining town in Colorado. He drank too much coffee, wore fraying boots, and kept a Polaroid photo of a woman whose face had been scratched out in every copy he owned. That woman? A politician. A suspect. A ghost. Eli was investigating her murder, the central mystery of Crimson Falls, and he had a disturbing reason to suspect his own brother might somehow be connected. Devon has always been a man who strives for order, Brighton explained. Eli thrives in chaos. Where Devon builds, Eli burns. They're opposites, but bound by blood. Their eventual on-screen meeting, a mid-season cliffhanger, was filmed in a single take. Brighton played both parts. The result, as early previews suggest, was electric. Goodbyes in Genoa City. Devon's exit from YNR was quiet, at least for now. Executive producer Josh Griffith left the door open. We're not killing him off, he clarified. Devon is out of town on business, but we've made sure the audience feels his absence. In truth, Brighton had filmed several exit scenes. A phone call with Abby, a tense goodbye with Lily, and a mysterious envelope he left for Nate, and in a flashback shown only once, Devon visited Neil's grave and whispered, "I found someone else. He looks just like me." The episode ended with a wide shot of Devon standing alone, wind catching his coat. A silent goodbye. For now. A web of secrets, and, spoiler, emerges. Crimson Falls wasted no time shaking things up. Within its first 3 episodes, fans were introduced to a dozen new characters, including Juliet Dane, the icy mayor hiding a tragic past; Raphael Chase, a grief counselor who might be too good to be true; Morgan Ash, the town mortician with a soft spot for poetry. But the biggest shock came in episode 4. A woman walked into Eli's trailer. She was in her 40s, wore expensive heels and sunglasses, and carried herself with ruthless confidence. She removed her glasses, and the audience gasped. It was Amanda Sinclair. Yes, that Amanda, Devon's former flame, Hillary's twin, played flawlessly once again by Miss Hale Morgan. Amanda was now going by Alexandra Saint, and she had a different story to tell. Amanda's return, a new name, a new game. Amanda, or Alexandra, claimed she had left Genoa City not to escape, but to investigate. "There's more to the Winters family than you know," she told Eli. "And if you want to solve the murder, you'll need to understand where you came from." She handed him a flash drive. Inside, documents, photos, medical records, and a paternity test. "You weren't just separated from your brother," she whispered. "You were switched." Suddenly, Devon wasn't just the brother. He might have been the target, and Eli? A pawn in someone's long game. The return to YNR. Not if, but when. Backstage, CBS and YNR insiders confirmed Brighton wasn't gone for good. The plan was to run Crimson Falls as a limited series, 12 episodes with a possible second season, while keeping Devon's arc open-ended. "We'll bring him back in a big way," Griffith promised. "And when we do, you'll understand everything." Some fans speculated that Devon's return could coincide with a major YNR anniversary or crossover event. Others believed that Amanda/Alexandra would bring the mystery full circle, possibly reappearing in Genoa City with Eli in tow. Brighton himself was coy. "All I'll say is, Devon's not done. Not by a long shot." Daytime reinvented with Crimson Falls. Brighton joined a growing list of daytime legends testing the limits of the genre. Like Maurice Bernard, General Hospital, with his podcast, or Eileen Davidson's YNR, Days of Our Lives, returned to streaming soaps. This project represented a new era. The format was tighter, weekly episodes instead of daily. The scripts were darker, the themes bolder. Gone were the days of quiet hospital corridors and slow-burn weddings. This was a soap noir. "I call it Soap 2.0, said showrunner Lena Romero. And Brighton is the perfect lead. He brings legacy. He brings gravitas. And he brings curiosity, he wants to build something. What the fans are saying. Twitter exploded. Fan pages multiplied overnight. Hashtags trended, hashtag Devon and Eli, hashtag Brightonverse, hashtag Crimson Falls. Some fans were skeptical, don't like it. Devon belongs in Genoa City, one wrote. Eli is too angsty. Others were thrilled, finally a soap doing something fresh. Brighton's range is insane. He's basically carrying 2 shows now. One post read. Miss Hale Morgan's seeing her go toe-to-toe with Brighton again? This is Emmy-level stuff. And then, a leaked set photo, Brighton, dressed as Devon, on the Crimson Falls set. Theories erupted. Could Devon be entering the Crimson world? Could the 2 characters meet, not in flashback, but in person? Romero wouldn't say. She just smiled and said, let's just say, identity is fluid in this universe. Epilogue. The ties that bind. By the time Crimson Falls reached its mid-season finale, viewers had seen death, betrayal, and a twist involving a secret Winters trust fund that reached all the way to Europe. Eli Marsh had traced his family's history through lies and shadows. Devon, far away, was unaware that his past, and future, was being rewritten. And Amanda? She stood at the center of it all, a woman split between the man she loved and the one she could never forget. In the final scene, a letter arrived at the Chancellor Winters' offices in Genoa City. Nate Hastings opened it. Inside were 6 words, he's alive. And he knows everything.